Hi peeps. Alright, so yesterday I was like, maybe I should make like an Instagram story explaining the Ninja Turtles meme where Raphael is saying he's on the rooftop fighting these foot ninjas, and he says, you guys must be not explaining, you guys must be studying the abridged book of ninja fighting. So the Instagram stories, they kept getting shorter and shorter, so I was trying Snapchat, and I think Snapchat is the better bet. But then I'm like, let's try a live Instagram video. And that didn't go so well. All the audio was gone. It's like, that's no good. So I'm going to try again with this technology, and I don't know if you can hear me or what, but I'll just go for it. So, so Raphael says, you guys must be studying the abridged book of ninja fighting. So to understand it, you're going to need, like I said before, you're going to need some background info, right? So what's going on is there's a crime wave in New York City, right? Like, crimes without criminals, an invisible gang at work. Who are you going to call? Unfortunately, the police are the only ones to combat what some are already dubbing the silent crime wave. This is April O'Neil, Channel 3, Eyewitness News, or whatever. It's like, you got to stop working so hard, April. And it's like, good night. And as she's walking back to her van, like she sees this rat go by, and it's like, ah, a rat. And then she continues, and she witnesses these guys, like, stealing stuff, and they're like, bad timing. And she's like, you're telling me? And they're like, get a purse, I got her watch. And then there's this, and this psi weapon hits the light bulb, and they look up, and it's complete darkness. And then there's a ruckus. And then in a few moments, the police arrive to shed light on the scene, and all the bad guys are all tied up, right? And April looks around, and the only evidence that someone was there to help her was that psi that hit the light bulb. And she reaches over and grabs it, and unbeknownst to her, Raphael is watching from under a manhole cover, and he's like, damn. Because she got the weapon, so she puts the weapon in her purse, and he's like, damn. And all three of the other turtles are like really happy because they're like partying and joking around, and they get back to Master Splinter in the sewer den, and they're like, we have had our first major battle. They were many, but we fought well. Were you seen? In this you must never lapse. Even those who would be our allies would not understand. Our domain is the shadows. Stray from it reluctantly, for when you do, you must strike hard and fade away without a trace. Now this triggers Raphael, right? Because he left a trace. He's like, I lost a psi. Then it is gone. But I can get it back. Raphael, let it go. I know that it is hard for you here, underground. And then, Raphael eventually storms off. They're all partying or whatever, but he goes to a movie wearing his trench coat like Humphrey Bogart, right? And then after the movie, he witnesses these two guys run and grab this old lady's purse. So he trips them, he throws the purse back to the old lady, and they run into the forest. And they're like, what the heck was that? And then this guy with a hockey mask. What's going on? Customize your dashboard. Got it. Okay, I'm still on. This guy with the hockey mask and all his sporting gear, he's like, that was a crime, you purse-scrubbing pukes, and this is the penalty. 2 minutes for high sticking or whatever. He does all these hockey penalties while he starts beating up the bad guys, and then Raphael intervenes, and he's like, how about 5-minute game misconduct for roughing it, pal? And he's like, hey, bogey, who died and made you referee? I'm about to teach these JV lowlifes a lesson. And he's like, they don't need to be taught a lesson, not like that, not by you. And then while Raphael is like talking to him, like he's thinking Casey's being a little too brutal, right? The bad guys run away. And Casey says, well, it looks like you're the one who needs to be taught a lesson. Your instructor, the class is Pain 101. Your instructor is Casey Jones. And it's like, look, I don't want to fight you. And he's like, well, tough rocks, pal. And he goes, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And Raphael grabs it and he's like, a Jose Canseco bat. Tell me, you didn't pay money for this. And he's like, ooh, whack. And he's like, new game, roundhead. Cricket. And Raphael's like, nobody understands cricket. You've got to know what a crumpet is to understand cricket. And Casey Jones is like, I'll teach you. And he whacks him with a cricket bat, and he falls into a can of garbage. And he's like, so long, freak, I got work to do. And Casey runs away. And Raphael's like, freak, freak. And then he's chasing Casey, and he rolls over the top of a New York taxi cab. And the guy in the back of the taxi cab is like freaked out, but the driver is like strangely calm. And the passenger in the cab is like, what the heck was that? And the driver's like, it looked like sort of a green turtle in a trench coat. You're going to LaGuardia, right? And then Raphael's like, damn! That's his catchphrase in this movie. He gets to swear, and they get away with it. Anyway, he comes back to the sewer lair, right? And it's really late, but Splinter's waiting up for him. And Splinter lights a candle and says, Raphael, come sit by me. And Raphael says, couldn't this wait till morning? And Splinter says, you will listen now. My Master Yoshi's first rule was possess the right thinking. Only then can one receive the gifts of strength, knowledge, and peace. I have tried to channel your anger, Raphael, but more remains. Anger clouds the mind, turned inward. Turned inward, it's an unconquerable enemy. You are unique among your brothers, for you choose to face this enemy alone. But as you face it, do not forget them, and do not forget me. I am here, my son. So Raphael is like struggling with this, but at the same time, he really wants that Psy back. So, trench coat on, he's following April around, get the Psy back. He follows her into a subway, like sneaky style, and sees that she misses a subway car. So she's alone on the subway platform, or so she thinks, when suddenly like a whole gang of these Foot Clan ninja people just show up, like all in formation, all like standing perfectly still, and the leader says, he says like, well, what's going on? Am I behind in my Sony payments again? And the leader of them, like the guy in front, says, your mouth may bring you much trouble, Miss O'Neill. I deliver a message. Whack! Shut it! And he's like, all right. Oh, and then she gets slapped, and she gets out the Psy, and they kick it out of her hands. And she's like, all right, that's it. And she starts slugging him with her purse, and they hit her, and she falls unconscious. And Raphael picks up the Psy, and Raphael beats up the Foot Clan ninjas, takes April away. Unbeknownst to Raphael, one of the Foot Clan ninjas follows him back to the sewer lair and just observes where it is and stuff. Anyway, they make friends with April O'Neill. Eventually they take her home. They joke with her and do lots of impressions, like, maybe I'll fight Apollo, maybe I won't. What do you think, Adrian? Or all sorts of impressions or whatever. And then, when they get back to the sewer den, like, to tell Splinter about how much fun they had with April, like, the place is trashed and Splinter is gone. And this leads to much stress and sadness among the group, because Leonardo believes that the only way to get Splinter back is to be patient and to let April do her reporting thing and to get information that way about these bad guys, about the Foot Clan ninjas. And, oh, by the way, there's one cool moment when it's kind of revealed who these Foot Clan ninjas are, because Shredder, like, he summons all the outcast youth, right? To, like, this speech place. He wants to give them a speech to let them know what they're all about. Some of the youths are, like, playing games and gambling and smoking, and some of them are receiving, like, ninja training from this man named Tatsu, who's, like, their martial arts ninja coach. So, anyway, the cool part about the speech Shredder gives is he looks up and he's like, you are here because the outside world rejects you. This is your family. I am your father. And he's like, there are freaks of nature who interfere with our business. And you are my eyes and ears. Find them. Together we will punish these freaks, these turtles. And anyway, while the turtles are hanging out with April, one of the kids who's like an outcast youth at the Foot Clan place is April's boss's kid. And he witnesses, like, the turtles are hiding ninja style at the apartment, right? But he witnesses Michelangelo under a table or whatever, but then he, like, vanishes because Michelangelo is really good at hiding. But the kid basically puts two and two together. He's like, you know, these turtles are hiding with April, so he gives them away. He betrays them because he thinks they're the bad guys. I don't know. He's confused. He thinks this cult he just joined are the good guys, but Shredder has some issues. So anyway, this leads to the quote in the meme, because Raphael gets in this big fight with Leonardo, because he's like, Splinter's out there, and Leonardo's like, I know Splinter's out there, but we just gotta take our time and wait for April to come up with something. And he's like, and this attitude of yours isn't helping anything. And he's like, well, maybe I'll just take my attitude and leave. And it's like, fine. And it's like, good. And it's like, we don't need ya. So Raphael's on the roof, blowing off steam, like doing some ninja moves to just, you know, exercise, get rid of stress that way, I guess. And, like, the whole Foot Clan army attacks him all at once. And that's when he gets to say the quote. He starts beating him up and is like, you guys must be studying the abridged book of ninja fighting. Like, you guys know what you're doing, but not as much as me. So, like, he's really, like, arrogant and cocky and, like he's got it all figured out, but maybe he's compensating for something, because maybe he's feeling bad about Splinter. Maybe in the first place he's feeling bad about losing the Sai. Maybe he's trying not to lose everything. He's trying not to lose his weapons. He's trying not to lose his teacher. And it's like everything's always falling apart, and everybody else is somehow chill and dealing with it, and he's just freaking out. He doesn't have that calm, that faith, that belief that everything's going to be okay. I don't think. I think he's been messed up too many times, and he just is afraid it's going to keep happening. I don't know. But they throw him through the roof, or whatever, the skylight, and he's in a coma, and there's this cool fight scene where the turtles are all, like, teaming up against the Foot Clan without Raphael's help. But Casey Jones, the guy who beat up Raphael, like miracle style, is on a different roof and observes what's going on with Raphael. So Casey Jones kind of shows up and saves the day. Without his help, they might not have been okay, but they retreat to the farm, right? And at the farm, they just don't know what to do, apart from taking care of Raphael and trying to, like, rebuild their strength and their plan. They can't really, like, April gets fired, so the only person who's doing any, like, serious progress finding out about these ninjas doesn't have a job anymore. And she got fired just by asking too many questions, by pissing off the police and stuff, and by talking about it too much. Just telling the truth got her in trouble. And it goes on. Luckily, Raphael is okay. And so they're four once more, but they still miss Splinter. Until one day, Leonardo starts, like, meditate, and at that moment, Splinter, who's, like, chained to a wall of the Foot Clan headquarters or whatever, he, like, goes, like, Leonardo, and he's like, and he runs to his brothers, and he's like, Splinter's alive, and they're like, we all think he's alive, you know. I don't think, I know. And it goes to the campfire scene, and they're like, Leo, if you dragged us out here for nothing, and Corey Feldman, Donatello's like, don't worry, I came prepared, and he's got these marshmallows on fire on a stick, and it's like, put those away. Now everyone close your eyes and concentrate. concentrate hard. And as they're all getting very still and peaceful and calm, something really magical starts to happen. The fire turns blue, and Splinter is there with them. He says, I am proud of you. Tonight, you have learned the final and greatest truth of the ninja, that ultimate mastery comes not of the body, but of the mind. Together there is nothing your four minds cannot accomplish. Help each other, draw upon one another, and always remember the true force. Always remember the true force that binds you, the same as that which brought me here tonight, that which I gladly return with my final words. I love you all, my sons. So the turtles are like to Casey and April, they're like, it's time to go back. It's time to go back. And, so they go back, and they meet Danny, that kid, at their sewer den. He's hiding out there, and it's like, Hey, Zishan. Everything is fine, but the campfire scene is always emotional. So anyway, Danny is kind of having mixed feelings about, like, what he did, you know, stabbing the turtles in the back even though he didn't know him. Like, he betrays them even before he knows them. And the reason he's having mixed feelings is because he has this conversation with Splinter. He has a couple conversations with Splinter. In one of the conversations, Splinter tells him the story about the turtles, how, like, I too once had a family, Danny, Splinter said. Long ago I was the pet of my master Hamato Yoshi, mimicking his movements from my cage and learning the secret art of ninjutsu. Hamato Yoshi was one of Japan's finest shadow warriors. His only rival was a man named Oroku Saki, and they competed fiercely in all things, but none more fiercely than for the love of a woman, Tang Shen. Shen's love was only for my master, and rather than see him fight Saki for her hand, she persuaded him to flee with me from America. To America, Saki vowed vengeance. I remember it well. Returning home to find his beloved Shen lying on the floor, and then he saw her killer. Saki wasted no words, and during the struggle, my cage was broken. I leapt to his face, biting and clawing. He flung me to the floor and took one slice with his katana, slicing my ear. Then he was gone, and I was alone. And it's like, well, whatever happened to this Oroku Saki? It's like, no one really knows, but you wear his mark upon your brow, and it's the mark on his headband. And so, he's like, he drops the headband on the floor, and Shredder finds him. It's like, what are you doing in there, boy? And it's like, nothing. And then it's like, he sees the headband on the floor, like on the dirt, and he's like, you're lying to me, and you're hiding something as well. And he goes, yo! And he, like, kind of, like, scans his body and, like, makes eye contact. Like, Shredder has, like, good mind reading, like, empath skills used for evil. And he finds out this sketch, like, it's a part of the story I kind of skipped, but it's a sketch of the turtles, because, like, when the turtles go back to the sewer den, I missed this, but they hang out with Danny, and they meet him there, and he sees one of April's pictures of the turtles, and he gets to keep it. But Shredder knows that he talked to the rat. Shredder knows that he's not feeling so good about the Foot Clan anymore, and Shredder knows he's been in contact with the turtles, so he's like, they're back. And Shredder's like, there will be no mistake this time. I will go myself. And like, what about the rat? Kill it. And Danny overhears this, so Danny goes back, and Casey Jones, he tries to go back, but Casey Jones has been following him, and Casey Jones is like, you got to come with me. And Casey Jones is like, go with you? What? You're in big trouble. And he's like, they're going to kill Splinter. So Casey Jones and Danny go back and rescue Splinter. And they beat up that Tatsu guy, the coach, who was going to kill Splinter. And then all the young ruffians, including Sam Rockwell. This is a Sam Rockwell is like one of his earliest roles, and he does really good. Sam Rockwell, quality thespian. I love that actor. But he's like, everybody get him. And Casey Jones is like, you want to be first, Junior? And he's like, we have a loyalty to the Shredder. And Splinter, he's really weak, but he musters some air, and he's like, the Shredder uses you. He poisons your mind to obtain that which he desires. He cares nothing for you, or the people you hurt. And it's like, we're a family. And Casey Jones looks around, and Tatsu all crumpled up on the phone, and he said, you call this up here, and that down there family? And then he, like, helps. He and Danny kind of help Splinter limp out of the place, and there's heartwarming music and stuff. And then there's this big duel, like the whole Foot Clan army all at once, fighting the Ninja Turtles at their sewer den. But the turtles like must have like some kind of warning system or a way of keeping that den safe when they're there, because they are like nowhere to be seen when the ninjas show up, and then they like turn on steam. And I don't know if the steam is, like, really hot or if it's just, like, a visual distraction, but the turtles beat up a ton of them all at once. And eventually the turtles turn the table on them, and the Foot Clan start running away. And they're like, hey, where are you going? And they chase them kind of up to the top of a building where all of them, and it's like, hey, are there no more? And then Shredder shows up, and it's like, who the heck is that? And Michelangelo's like, I don't know, but I bet he never has to ask to use a can opener. And then Raphael's like, I got him. And he's like, and Shredder knocks him off his feet. And they're like, this guy's good. And it's like, do you want to go next? And they're like, sure. And anyway, they keep attacking Shredder, and Shredder keeps beating him up until Leonardo's like, I've only got one thought. This guy knows where Splinter is. And later, Shredder honestly believes that Splinter's already dead because he told Tatsu to kill him. So he's like, the rat. It has a name. It had a name. And Leonardo's like, you lie. And he's like, do I? Which is a really mean thing to say. And this triggers Leonardo. He, like, loses his cool. Leonardo pulls a Raphael move, right? He, like, attacks with complete rage, and Shredder just knocks him off his feet, because he's just, he was provoking him on purpose. I think he's just a jerk. And he's like, puts the staff, the pointy end near his neck, and he's like, he dies. And they're like, weapons. And then all the turtles throw their weapons away. And it's like, fools. The three of you might have overpowered me with the loss of but one. Now your fate will be his. But then Splinter shows up, right? And it's like, yes, Hiroku Saki. I know who you are. We met long ago in the home of my master, Hamato Yoshi. And, oh, hi, Sishan. And Shredder takes off his mask, and his face is all cut up from where he had a fight with a rat. It's like, you, now I will finish what I began with your ear. And he charges at Splinter, and Splinter's like, calm as a Hindu cow or whatever. And at the last moment, Splinter gets out Michelangelo's nunchuck that he threw away. Kind of flips Shredder off the roof and is holding him there by the staff. And he says, death comes for us all, Hiroku Saki. But something much worse comes for you. For when you die, it will be... And then Shredder throws a knife at him, and he lets go of the nunchuck to grab the knife. But by doing so, he has to let Shredder fall to his death, or he comes back for the sequel, but we assume he died or whatever. And he says, when you die, it will be without honor. And everyone gives Splinter a hug. And Sam Rockwell tells the police where to find the Foot Clan gang. And then they're trying to figure out how to, like, celebrate. Like, we were awesome, radical, totally tubular, man. And Splinter's like, ahem, I have always liked cowabunga. And it's like, cowabunga. And then he's like, ha ha ha, I made up funny. And then it's like, this really cool soundtrack starts to play. It's like Turtle power, Turtle. All the half shells they're the heroes for. In this day and age, who could ask for more? The mugging was high, the crime wave mysterious. All police and detectives were furious because they can't find the source of this lethally evil force. This is serious. Get me a reporter. I was a witness. Get me a reporter. Call April O'Neil in on this case. And you better hurry up. There's no time to waste. Serious. So get me a quarter. I'm going out of order. You need to know the words of a rap. But it's like, I really like the chorus. Turtle power. And I really like the song in that movie, 9.95. It's like, dun, 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 dun. There's a power in the feeling, a power in the sound. It's rising up from the underground. Nobody's perfect down here on earth. And when you come to of all it's worth, I feel it coming from the east to the west. And one by one, we do our personal best. I'll give it a 9. I'll give it a 9. I'll give it a 9.95. Put your body in overdrive. 9.95. So I like that song because it kind of reminds me of Ghostbusters. Like, it's called New Jack Swing. And Ice Cube, the rapper, I know he's not a big fan of New Jack Swing. But if New Jack Swing is in Ninja Turtles 1, and if it's in Ghostbusters, like, I think he can shut up, because none of his songs are in Ninja Turtles or Ghostbusters, and I think he might be jealous. Although he did gangster rap. Like, before gangster rap, all the world was a peaceful place. Violence, rape, war, these things did not exist. They came about as a result of gangster rap. And it's like, well, wasn't Compton a dangerous place before gangster rap? And it's like, no! Compton was a nature preserve for bunny rabbits. When gangster rap came along, they tore down the country clubs and they put up the housing projects. And then the chorus of that song is like, ain't nothing to it. Gangster rap made me do it. So that's kind of cool. And the other song I really like that you should check out is Baltimora from the Ninja Turtles 3 soundtrack and the Ninja Turtles trailer. And that one, it's like, I can't even do the Tarzan thing because it's like almost like yodeling, but more pop song and not yodeling, I don't think. But, you know, as close as pop singers get to yodeling without sounding like they're yodeling. But it's like, I can't even do it. But it's like, jungle life, I'm far away from nothing. On my own, like Tarzan boy. Hide and seek, we play along while rushing through the jungle monkey business on a sunny afternoon. Jungle life, I'm living on my own. Take a chance, a fire blows a signal to the sky. I sit and wonder, does the message get to you? Night to night, give me the other, give me the other. Anyway, it's the best heartwarming part of that song is that Tarzan call that I can't do, so it's lost on you. You have no idea what I'm talking about. But it's also from the Listerine commercial. So if that helps you, I'm glad. Speaking of commercials I love 7-Up, it's an up thing. It's like 7-Up, it's an up thing. 7-Up does it every time. 7-Up, yeah, it's an up thing because it's clear and it's wonderful and it's totally fun. And it's like all these like young people who are really cool, and they're more cool because they have 7-Up, and they're like being like fun and playful with each other and like, It's like, if heaven exists, it's probably like a 7-Up commercial. Only with, like, less ignoring poverty and problems. So I'm just going on and on, right? One thing that in my Zen Theatre Live, I do these book game streams, and, like, people are like, I don't like video games, so it's not for me. But what it's really about is it's about, it's taking, like, book read-alouds and improving on them, in my humble opinion. And how I do it is, like, I'll have, like, a cute librarian, like this San Diego librarian, reading Dracula or reading Jane Eyre, and I put her in the top left, right? And the way I believe that Zen Theater improves on that is, like, in the big screen, I'll play a game like Dune, which has, like, a soundtrack from the 1992 computer speakers that was so good they released it on CD. And the thing about game design and game stories and game music is games are designed to make you chill. And when you're chill, listening to music and, like, in a good place, like in your heart, you're able to sit still and enjoy the game for 3 hours. And that's how game makers make money. And video game makers make more money than, like, it's something crazy. You should look it up yourself. But it's something really crazy that you wouldn't believe. Like sports and movies and TV, like, all put together. I don't know if that's exactly the stat, but it's something crazy like that. Like, these video game people are making tons and tons and tons of money. And if you look at the way people play video games, not all of this money is well spent. Like, if you spend all day just, like, yelling at children and killing people in, like, war games, like the ones with guns where you kill people, like, I'm not against all gun games. Like, I loved Doom and I loved Wolfenstein 3D, like, in small doses. But, like, if that becomes your life, like, that's not very cool. But if you combine, like, a chill, heartwarming game like Zelda Breath of the Wild, maybe one of the best games ever made. If you take that chill, peaceful, loving vibe and you use that to get into a chill state and listen to a librarian read a book to you, then video games can help people enter into a place where they become better educated and more, their spirit is even further uplifted, because reading the written word and bringing it alive, it's just medicine for the soul. And so, the cool one, the one I'm really happy about that I did lately was Princess Zelda's Birthday Party of Danger, because even though I wrote it years ago, it just rings true today, because, like, everything I believe and everything, like, everything I believe in my heart and stuff. Like, I heard something on the internet recently that said, yesterday it was, that if something rings true with you, it's not necessarily a new idea. It's something you forgot long ago. And so my effort to write this fan fiction, I think, when I just got inspired at my wife's family's house, and I'm like, I'm going to spend all night typing this thing out, and I did it, busted it out in one night. Like, I think it was important for me to say some things at the time, and then I think somewhere along the way I lost myself a little bit, and it's nice that I'm getting that back, and it's nice that I have this piece of writing that I made that kind of confirms that at some point I knew all this stuff. I knew right from wrong, and I'm glad that I'm getting to a place where I can live that. And sometimes I have missteps along the way, and I'm like compensating, or I feel like hurt, and I feel like everything's slipping away again, and I say, like, you guys must be studying the abridged book of ninja fighting. But I think the best way, kind of like Zen Theater, is to connect with that spirit of peace and stillness. And if someone does try to trigger you, like Shredder saying, oh, your rat, it had a name, like, he's dead now, ha ha ha. It's like, when you see wrong, channel the spirit of forgiveness. And that's not just a fortune cookie or something, it's like a plan that helps angry people not act angry. If you get to a really peaceful place and you're just like, I wonder what about what he said is triggering me. Like, we see the world not as it is, we see the world as we are. So if if Shredder saying something to you hurts your feelings, maybe you need to make peace with the fact that you aren't ready to let Splinter go. Maybe you're holding on a little too tight. He's an old rat. He's going to be gone at some point, and you have to make peace with that. Anyway, as we say in Zen Theatre, I love all you FB peeps. I think you're the bee's knees, the cat's pajamas. And as we say, you can call me Sebastian Smalls. Sebastian, Sidewinder, Snack Smalls. As we say, and thank you so much for being here. As we say in Zen Theatre Live. Begin by simply listening. Slow down and see just how peaceful today can be. Thank you all. I love you all. Catch you guys on the flip side. Are you still here? Let me try that again. Begin by simply listening. Slow down and see just how peaceful today could be. Thank you all. I love you all. Catch you guys on the flip side.